Right. So we had our bounty tournament on the 27th day of June, 2026. And here are the finals. We had Jenny versus Tori in Tier A, skill levels 1 through 3. They are both twos. And in the shortened race for our tournament, just like the mini manias in Vegas, they're going to 16. The races are shortened. Almost all of them go their skill level less than their normal goal. The ones and twos are the exception. Ones go to 12, twos go to 16. After that, threes go to 22, fours go to 27, fives go to 33, sixes go to 40, sevens go to 50. I'm sorry, yeah. Um, they normally go to 55. They go to 48, and eights go to 57, nines go to 66. Ginny wins the lag, so she will begin this race breaking right up the middle. It looked like it had a little bit of top spin on it, and of course, a little bit of top spin going right up the middle. It gives a great opportunity to scratch. Tori sinks the first ball. I'm going to try to keep score. Let's see. Oh, she makes 1 point. I am not keeping innings because in the tournament that we have, we're not keeping innings or defenses. Just ball count if they're playing 9 ball. In games one, if we're playing 8 ball. So Jenny and Tori are playing 9 ball, obviously. Their other finals ends up playing 8 ball. There's 4 tiers in the bounty tournament. Let's see. So currently, Jenny has one, Tori has one. Jenny gets ball in hand on the 3. Okay, well, she didn't make her ball in hand shot. And Tori hits the 3, but does not contact a rail with any ball after hitting the 3, nor did she make anything after making the 3. So Jenny gets to have ball in hand. All right, well, she misses that. Let's see what Tori can do with her 3-5 combination. Oh, she sinks it. Let's give her a point. And she must be looking for a bridge. There it is. She's got her bridge. She's ready to shoot the three. I'm not sure where she's trying to do with the three. So it wasn't going to go past the seven. Maybe she was trying to do a combination. All right. Well, Jenny makes a good hit on the three. Just doesn't go into the pocket. Likewise, Tori made a good hit. Just didn't put it in the pocket. All right. I guess the table's winning. But Jenny left Tori a long shot. No problem. No problem at all. But Jenny made that one, but I don't think she's getting down on her shot very well. Let's give her the point. She misses the four and leaves it long for Tori. That was very close. Tori leaves it long for Jenny. And she almost caroms off the seven, pocket it in with her bank shot. Ooh, Tori can bank. No, very good. Well, she made the six. And had she made the seven on that shot, with everything else being the same, she would have had an excellent shot on the eight. Nice use of the bridge. Nice shot on the eight, too. Whoa, nice shot. Three nice shots in a row. If I am, if I'm keeping track well enough, I see that Jenny's got six and Tori's got four. I'm not certain that I'm keeping up with it because I am tired. And this um, video project's been going on for a couple of days. I've got other things that's going on in my personal life that is taking me away from the video project a couple of times. And I'm trying to get it done. What? Am I not giving you enough attention? All right, so Corey made the one, misses the two. That was after a scratch on the break that Jenny let the cue ball go. I think it was same as the corner pocket, right? She probably hit the one ball high again from the center of the table. Let it veer off and go into the corner pocket. What? Why are you licking my lap? Very close, but it was a miss. Tori has ball in hand. She misses the two ball, gives Jenny a pretty good look at it. I don't know how close she has to a favorable cut shot. Evidently, it was easier for her to put the cue ball in. Too easy, right? All right, so Tori has ball in hand. Gonna make the two in the corner pocket. And gonna stop it right there. All right. That's, she makes a good hit. Almost makes the three, but she does scratch, giving Jenny a ball in hand. All right. Three in the corner. Table says nope, nope, uh-uh. You can't make that three in the corner and get shape on the four in the side. I'm not going to allow it. The Tory can move 4 balls in one shot, but doesn't get anything to fall. All right, now we know where Jenny wants to make the three. That was close. She got about center ball onto the point, and so the point restricted the 3 ball from falling in. Well, that 8 ball almost went. Ah, that's close. Came close to making it in both sides. Tori's up at the table. She assesses her shot. She tries to make the three in the corner, past the eight, and she gave the 8 ball too much room. So the three remains on the table. Oh, Jenny pockets the 3 ball off the 9 into the side pocket. And then the 4 came close to losing that point. All right, shoots the 5 ball into the 7 using one side rail. No, look like she's gonna bank that into the side. Didn't quite work. Jenny sends it 3 rails around and hooks Tori behind the 9 ball. Uh, that kick looks like it may have had a little bit of right hand English on it. And so she missed the contact on the 5. Uh, you can place the cue ball a little closer to the 5, that'd be okay. Uh, she missed it. We may be asking for too much. But if our players can at least make the ball when they have ball in hand, that'll give them that point. I think that's 3 missed ball in hand shots we've seen. And she makes a 5. Then she makes a 6. Wow. Great shape on the 7. What is your problem? She makes a 7, goes a little bit long for the 8. All right. Tori's got ball in hand on the 8. Why so close, Tori? That was a double hit foul. Huh. She hit low on the ball but shot through it. So the ball kept going forward after contact with the 8 ball. No, I don't think anybody was called to watch it, and she probably didn't realize what she did. Oh well. But we do have to educate our lower skill level players. If you don't do it in a local level, then they're going to find out the hard way when, if and when we go to Vegas. And I am missing a point, I'm quite sure. Because I've been trying to keep my cat from getting up on the table and stuff. Um, right now I have uh, Jenny at 10 and Tori at 10. I think I missed one for Jenny. I think that's what happened. Then she should be 11, Tori at 10. And I'm guessing that Jenny just made that 2 ball, but I don't know for sure. I'm lost. Not going to replay everything to find out. I'm just going to keep rolling. So I want to get this done. And we have a kick, comes up short, and the return, a rebound goes long. Right, Tori. How do you favor putting this 3 ball in? Into the side? That'll work. To the side with stop. Well, good job. And excellent shot on the 4. Stay on the 5. There was the potential there, I believe, to shoot the 5 all the way up in the corner and stay pretty close to the side rail for the 6 ball into the side. And that was a ball in hand. Missed the five. Uh, Should it looked like a good angle? Yeah, pretty close. Using the angle from the five ball cut to get a better shot on the six. Not afraid to hit it harder. Oh, and the scratch in the side. That is the one bad thing about hitting something harder, giving that cue ball a chance to run around the table and find a pocket. Good shot on an eight. Didn't go too far away from the nine. Oh, actually, it turns out that that wasn't a bad leave. A lot of times when you miss a object ball going into a corner pocket, you tend to leave that object ball near that corner pocket and leaving a good shot on it. But now when it hits points, like the inner point, or I'm calling it the inner point. Let's call it the right point right now. Hits the right point and then the left point, and then it'll be pushed across the table like it did. And this time didn't give a shot. Now right here, why would you kick at a ball that you have an opportunity to shoot straight into it, even if you're not going to make it, uh, or you don't have a chance to make it that way, or not a great chance of making it? Shoot straight at it so you're not going to give away a ball in the hand. I'm sorry, I'm being critical, but at the same time, watching this, I feel like I can offer a little bit of advice. So, any of you are the participants in this tournament or friends of those that are in this tournament or family, anybody who's watching, the few people who be watching this. I'm not trying to say that these are just totally bad, or whatever. I'm just suggesting there's a better way of doing some things. All right, next up, Tier B, we have Corey versus Ricky, and they are both fours. And they are racing to two. All right, so Ricky wins the lag. Corey will rack for him. Eight ball in the middle. APA doesn't care about any other ball's placement. I see that there's a stripe on one end and a solid on the other end and on the back row, which is the way I think we should be doing it. Just, make it more fair that one category of balls don't have an advantage of being made over the other. Now, I like to try to make it as fair as possible, and I distribute the balls within the rack about as balanced as I can get. Understandably, though, the two balls that are imbalanced would be the head ball and whatever the ball is directly behind it and the eight ball on the last row, the fifth row. Those the ball in the center of the fifth row will be very unlikely to be made. And if you break it the right way, you can make the head ball in the side pocket almost predictably, or you have a higher chance of making it than probably anything else on the table. If any of you are in my local league area and want me to describe that or show you, I'd be glad to show you what I'm talking about with what I think is the most fair and balanced rack that you can do. The APA doesn't require it, but I like doing it because I don't want to have an unfair advantage, whether I'm the racker or the breaker. I want the skill. I know there's always luck, but I want to even the playing field as much as I can as far as uh, what happens on the table that's outside of my control and my opponent's control. I want it to be a fair race. Nice shot. Sometimes I watch other people play and I'm like, I might be able to make that shot, but I'd scratch. He appears to be lining up for the 3-4 combination, and it goes in. Oh, and he makes the 3-2. Look at there. Sometimes it's not that great making two balls at one time because the ball that you uh, made, you're good with, but the other ball, the one that you didn't intend to make, if that goes in, you sacrifice your position. Like right now, that 9 ball sitting in the pocket, it's effectively blocking the 8 ball. So there's one pocket the 8 ball probably will not go into unless the 9 balls move first. And so Corey has 7 balls on the table. And if he shoots these and plays safe where he can, when he can, type, he could control the table and not give Ricky a shot at the 8 ball. Not a desirable shot anyway. Now, if Corey chose to do it, he could play safe right now by hitting the 13 ball, I believe it is. Just making sure he hits the rail. Okay, and as it is, when he missed the 14, Ricky doesn't have a straight in shot with the 8 ball. He's either going to have to kick at it, bank it, or maybe play safe and just try to push the 8 ball into the nine and make the 9 ball drop, which, of course, is risky because then all Corey would have to do is run the rest of these out when he has the 8 ball already sitting in the pocket. He marked this pocket down here, the lower right. So it appears that he's going to try to bank this at the angle he's got. It looked like he might have to cross over. Okay, he just tried to shoot straight. He may have been trying to come off the rail and then carry him off the 15. But if that was what he was trying, he shot it wide. Or the cue ball made contact with it after it came off the rail and caused it deflected the 8 ball wider than the natural bank angle. That could be. But look where he put the 8 ball. It's right in the middle of everything. Okay, so I made the 15, but put the 10 ball closer to the 8. Made the 14. Woo! Came close to a scratch. I would have wanted to bump that 14 or not, whatever that ball is. It's near the head, I'm sorry, the foot spot. I think he's aiming at it now. And it came up short. He's going to try to cut this into the side, and the 13 and the other ball, maybe it's the 12. I can't tell right now. Anyway, those will protect the cue ball from going into the corner pocket. Oh, came closest to making the 8 ball in the wrong pocket. He hit that a little too full, and the cue ball ended up hitting the in rail before hitting one of the balls. And had that gone terribly wrong, he could have hit that in rail, hit one of those balls at the right angle to send the cue ball right into the corner pocket. There's two. I would say that Corey has the advantage at this point. He can just keep his composure and pocket the balls. And this one has to play it with a little bit of a low left, come out to the middle of the table for the 8 ball on the side. Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. That's too hard and not enough left. Yeah, I think that he could have put that cue ball in the middle of the table between the side pockets and had a better shot, but I'm not the one shooting at the moment. So, ah, he hit too much of the 8 ball. Yeah. He hit it too full. Wasn't a thin enough hit. Drills it. Pockets the 8 ball in the pocket that was marked for the 8 ball. If you make the 8 ball in a pocket that was not marked, it's an automatic loss. So rack two, Ricky breaks, makes good contact with the head ball straight up the table. Cue ball gets kicked into the corner. So Corey has cue ball in hand behind the head string. And the center of the cue ball has to be behind the head string. And he has to shoot forward before he contacts any ball. Forward of the head string. The table is still open. I don't think that Ricky made anything besides cue ball, but um, even if he had with the scratch, the table would be open. And with the table open, Corey has the option to make contact with a stripe to make a solid, or make contact with a solid and make a stripe as a legal shot. On and that will be anytime the table is open. You cannot use it. You cannot hit the 8 ball first. The 8 ball can be in the middle of a combination, but it can't be first. And so it goes for stripes, and it doesn't have anything that followed up with except for this combination, I think. You made me miss what happened. All right, well, Corey's still at the table, so he must have made something. I'm sorry I missed it. Ricky's looking hard at this one. I know when I come to the table, I don't want to go for my easiest shot, the ducks on the table, unless that is the only thing that is there. And I will take it, but I don't really want to use my easiest shots. I want to save them for when I feel like I'm getting in trouble. That was a fortunate roll. That 3 ball was not going into the corner pocket, but with the four's help, it did. Rod makes good contact with the four, and the cue ball finds a pocket. All right. Another mistake that some players will make when they have ball in hand, they don't survey the table long enough to find their pattern that they want to play. And a lot of times I see people just taking the ball in hand and going for the easiest shot on the table. Or they'll go for a shot but not give themselves a good follow-up shot. And Corey's thinking about this. I don't know what he's trying to do after. I guess I don't know. Is that the 11 or is it the 15? I can't tell right now. But maybe that's what he was intending to get shape on and play it up in the corner. No, he's looking at the side pocket, isn't he? Well, he puts enough low on this with the side pocket shot. He can get shape on that ball that's to the right of the eight. And I'm not certain what he was trying to do there. He nearly got on the nine ball, so maybe he was trying to get on the nine somehow. Wow. Made the ball that he's shooting and got away from two scratches. Or the possibility of two different scratches. Enrique appears to be trying to visualize the angle. So he hit the seven, and it looks like he was trying to avoid hitting the six. Nice shot. Nice shot, Corey. Okay, the combination does not go. It appears that Ricky's only got two obvious shots. Six ball being the easier of the two. And he's not satisfied with just making the six ball. He's got to go for what, well, I'm not saying he meant to do it, but okay, so we call that a twofer. Some of us do anyway. He ends up making two balls in one shot. No, it appears like he has to shoot the five ball off the eight. Uh, the carom into the corner. He did not hit the eight, and so the five ball didn't react the way he expected. It, he's probably liking the lead that he accidentally gave. This must be a bank shot. I don't want to go too wide. It leaves the five ball, and if Ricky was to stop the cue ball very close to where he hits the five, should have a decent shot on the two. But even if he doesn't stop it, he rolled off the rail forward, and he has a shot on the two. It's not the angle that I expected that he'd want. It's not the angle that I'd want, knowing that where the eight ball is. But he makes it look easy. He didn't hit it too hard. Uh, Jim is coming over here to watch, to be an observer, making sure that the eight ball is hit first. And I don't think there was any question about that shot, which was hit first, since the 15 ball, I think it is, never moved, did not get struck. That was a good shot on the first ball, but if the cue ball had rolled just a little bit forward, it would allow Corey to shoot this ball that he's on now into the corner and get shape on the ball that's on the rail. But as it is, he's going to have to shoot it in the side and probably put just a little bit of low and not much, just below center, so he can go towards the side, and that works. Uh, if he pockets the, what is it, the 15, I can't tell, 12 something, and stops the cue ball, then he'd have a decent shot on the eight ball in the corner. That's not the stop that I was talking about. Now it looks like his best shot is probably in the side pocket, and he marked it. That's where he's going. It's like he might have. Uh, maybe not. I was thinking that on that second bounce coming off the rail, it hit the cue ball. If it had not hit the cue ball, it may have gone into the other side. But it didn't happen. Right, so eight ball is still on the table. Side pocket looks like the shot to go for. So it should minimize the movement on the cue ball and shoot almost straight at the eight, and it's more desirable shot than trying to make the eight ball up in the corner and letting the cue ball go a little bit. But you gotta make that shot. This one is so close that it can go either way. Side pocket or in the corner pocket. There's so many people who don't like side pockets, so corner pocket would be the better shot for them. But that was just too easy for Ricky to pass up. So Ricky wins. Now we're going to move on to Tier C, Vinny versus Chris. And they are both kind of teetering between 4 and 5 in 8 ball. They're both 5s and 9 ball, I believe. So they're going to do a race to 3. Well, Vinny wins the leg. Chris Rex, Vinny breaks from the side, about 1 diamond out from the head spot or 1 diamond away from the rail. But I'm making note of it because I believe it's the first time we've seen anybody break from anywhere besides straight up the middle. When there are new players to APA or low skill level still, and your accuracy is not the best, I would suggest that you concentrate on shooting straight up the middle. Put the cue ball like almost on the line. I mean, you can't put it on the line itself. The center of the ball has to be behind the head string, but put it as close to the head string as you can. Put your bridge about 8 inches from it, and try to give yourself enough power to because the reason why I say to put the cue ball there is that's the closest that you can put it to the head ball, straight up the middle, right behind the head string. If you go away from that, you're increasing the distance. And if you increase the distance, of course, you got to be just that much more accurate to hit your target. So I see people try to break from the rail, probably because they don't feel comfortable with their bridge hand on the table. But breaking from the rail, even straight up the table, means you've got to have about another foot or maybe a foot and a half, depending on the side of the table, but more accuracy. I mean, you got to cover that much distance, having the cue ball go exactly on the path you want in order to hit that 1 ball. The variation that you have by way of not hitting exactly where you want on the cue ball or the right trajectory uh, is greater when you fall back away from the head string a little bit. And also, people that are struggling with the break, I suggest don't put anything on the cue ball as far as spin, English, or whatever, so that you can try to hit in the center of the ball. And that's going to be your best bet, trying to get an accurate hit with a lot of force or speed into your break. Now, this is very close to the 11 ball. I'd be concerned that I would double hit this. Eh, It is hard to say. Nobody watched it, so and you look like you may have had high on it. That may have been exactly how the cue ball should have responded. But with that shot, uh, we should have had somebody watch that one. I'll say it's questionable. Now you move the 8 ball with this cue. The opponent should put it back. Well, I say should. The rules say the opponent puts it back. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just were friendly, would just say put it back where you want to, or that's good, whatever. That's not how the rules say. Rules say the opponent puts it back. Got great shape on the 15, but you gotta make that 12 ball first. Ooh, scratch. Hit that kind of hard, and so allowed it to come back and scratch in the corner pocket. One thing I'm looking at, thinking, why is Chris shooting so fast? Uh, there appears to be a difference in the tempo that these two players have. Vinny is playing a little bit more conservatively as far as speed, and he's not trying to rush it around and find a shot and just shoot it. So he's taking his time a little bit more. Not excessive, just, you know, look like he's trying to concentrate a little bit more. And Chris is already at the table and he knows what he's going to shoot and he shoots it. Fires it away and makes the 2 ball with the combination and makes the 5 ball. I just feel like he's going a little too fast. And had he not gone so fast, he probably could have made the 4 ball, or I think it's a four, and maybe settled down for the 1 ball. But again, I'm being critical, but I think that, you know, this warrants, you know, the criticism. At that time, if I saw it correctly, not only did he shoot kind of fast, he moved his body as he shot. He was leaning towards the left as he shot, and Yeah, so you can't steer the cue ball after you send it up the table. You got to make sure that your cue is lined up with the direction that you want the cue ball to go. Unless you intend to make it swerve, curve, masse, jump, or something. See, that's not quite as far as I thought he had it before, but it's nearly a diamond away. That was more like a three-quarters of a diamond away from the head spot. Got a decent break. There are three solids on the left-hand side of the screen, and then there's a solid behind that 13, and between on the other side of the 13 from the pocket. So yeah, I think stripes are definitely the right choice for this table layout. Took a look at that 15. I don't know if he was looking so that he knows how hard to hit that shot, that 13, or if he really wanted to shoot the 15 ball first. Either way, you're taking away the ducks and the blocks. Your ducks and your opponent's blocks, but it he's got a good run going, and maybe he wanted to go a little bit further and get back on the other side of that striped ball. I was thinking those last two shots that Chris had slowed down a little bit. Wasn't really sure what he's gonna do with the shot that he had. There's always a possibility that he didn't mean to do any thing offensive except break those balls out away from where they were so that when he has another opportunity at the table, he can make it. But he hit the eight ball, which gives any ball in hand. Very nice shot. think Vinny was just trying to position his ball on the other side of Chris's solids so that he blocks the pocket and gives himself favorable ball position for his next shot, or what he believes his next shot to be. But Chris played a good safety. Jim was there to watch the contact, and two rails were hit after contact with the outfit ball. All is good. Yep. Chris has a fast shot. He's not wasting any time, I'll put it that way. He seems to be going fast. He's already up at the table. Ball has just barely stopped, and he's going to shoot. Don't even think it was 10 seconds. Yep. Oh, he made all three of those shots, but I think all three of those shots altogether were less than 30 seconds. Taking a little bit more time on the eight ball. And so maybe that's part of his gameplay. He's just one of those rhythm players that has to shoot fast. And if he doesn't shoot fast, he gets out of rhythm and doesn't really work. Or aims a little off or something if he's not firing away fast. All right, Vinny got the good fortune of carrying his ball off the eight, and the eight ball didn't go too far away. So he got, well, let's say he got lucky on that. I don't know. So I don't think he meant to carry him off the eight to begin with, but he did end up doing it, and the eight ball didn't go too far. Still maintained shape on the eight ball. That gives him two wins. One ball got kicked around a little bit, but still stayed pretty close to center table, just on the foot end of the table. And he made a ball. If my eyes are accurate, looks like he made the two, followed up with the five ball. Got shape on the six. And this shot, he can just shoot into the side pocket, hit the side rail, and then take your choice. You want the one ball or the three ball? It appears to be the three ball. Come off the rail and shoot the one. Probably want to draw this. No, he didn't draw it back. Didn't make the one either. And having said that he didn't do what he wanted to do, the cue ball did not go into the pocket either. So I want to say he got a little lucky that he didn't scratch there. Even more so that he got Chris shot and miscued, didn't hit a rail afterwards, gave him ball in hand. So He could take the four ball in the right side pocket. He's choosing to take the seven ball in the corner pocket. Play the one. Now, what do you do with the four ball? Oh, good try. It almost went to. That was a good carom attempt. In fact, it was going. It just didn't have enough speed. And Chris, why are you shooting so fast? Um, you didn't even aim at that one. So I don't think that you wanted to hit the 15. You need to go a little bit further, and the eight ball would pass the nine. But that was a good attempt on the bank. Yeah, that the rushing around the table, deciding on a shot as quick as you can, getting down on it and firing it away. I could see the flinch that you did as you shot that ball, and it's probably why you missed the ball. I'm not sure what you're late for, you know, dinner or something that you really want to get to that you're late, that you're shooting too fast, I think. Then again, I may be totally wrong. It might be just that you're a rhythm player. And now that was better. It's controlled looking. And if probably about one of the better safeties you can pull with this, what you had there. But it look just so fast. What are you late for? All right. We are going to progress into Tier D. Mike Bremer versus Mark Sones. Mark won the leg, and there is a ball missing. Playing eight ball, they're both sevens, so they'll race to three. Mark is shooting straight up the middle. and he makes the ball. All right. It kind of surprises me that Mark, being a seven, breaks by going straight up the middle. And I mean, I don't feel like I have a lot of room to criticize that observation that I made. He is a outstanding player. As far as breaks go, I wouldn't expect that he'd want to go absolutely straight in the middle. 2 or 3 inches off to one side or the other, I can understand. Even breaking from side rail, I can understand. But shooting straight up the middle, I wouldn't expect that a great player like Mark would want to go straight up the middle. Looks like he is measuring the tangent line and the angle, trying to make sure he bumps it into those three balls. Namely, that 13 ball and wants to get it out in the open. So it at least passes the other two one way or the other. And APA rules say that you have to have 1 foot on the floor. So he manages to do that. And he runs out 7 balls. One was on the break. And he marks his 8 ball. Puck is that. So there is a break and run. Other missing ball. Most likely it was the 8. It just didn't have enough time to run down the return tracks. All right, what did he make? Nothing but noise. Not that we could hear it. I record with a muted mic because I do not wish to have my videos stopped in the streaming because Facebook will stop just about any video that has music in it. And there's almost always music playing at a public venue like this one. And of course, it's all copyrighted. It does not matter to Facebook whether you put, uh, this is not my material. That's, the music's playing. I have no control over it. It's just background. In my experience, they will stop your video streaming. YouTube will do it too. At least they'll flag your account and tell you that there's somebody else claiming your copyright and material that you have put on your video. It's theirs and they want compensation or they want you to take it off or however. I don't have enough subscribers that I can make any money off of YouTube. I wouldn't mind doing it, but as much of an effort it is to make videos and the pain that I see some video content creators going through, I'm not sure that I should really pursue it that much. Uh, Michael cleared everything except for this, I think it's a 15 ball, and I don't know what he's going to do with the 15 ball. Does it go past the one? Uh, Looks like it could have. Then again, I might be just fooling myself because if the 15 ball went, I'm sure that he would have made it. Mark, it's probably going to shoot. Well, never mind. Thought he was looking at the five ball, and I was going to say if he's going to shoot the five ball, he's probably going to shoot it in the corner and roll up just a little bit so that he can shoot the six ball into the other corner. It, he surprised me with going with the three. Now he can shoot the six ball in the side and then play the five in the other side and get the shape for the eight ball in the same side with the six. And that may be the biggest reason why he didn't shoot the five ball earlier, because it gives him a stop shot position for the eight ball. So I'm not keeping innings, but it's pretty easy when you know that there's only been one inning in two games just to be able to say, yeah, it's only one inning. Right up the middle, and what appeared to be high English on it. I will tell you that I say it appears to have high English on it because I have hit Iraq with low English trying to draw back off of the rack, and the way the cue ball responds after the hit on the rack and jumps to the middle of the table and then runs forward again with the low English, I feel like the cue ball actually did some type of twist in the air to come down and land in a different orientation than when it jumped off the table. You know, so by personal experience, I know that I've had low on a cue ball and hit it hard, and when it hit the when it comes off the table, comes back down onto the table, and runs forward, the only way I can think that it would do that is because it turned as it was in the air. Unfortunately, I've also had it jump up in the air and land in the near the center of the table, and then shoot off into the side pocket. Yeah, so it didn't turn 180 degrees on those particular occasions, more like 90 degrees. But as many times as I've seen it happen, I know it's not just by fluke, and that I would love to be able to control it a little bit better. I don't think that Mark was shooting the same way I do when I do those breaks. I think he intentionally hit high so that he can run the cue ball into the rack a second time. Wow. He went and he made the ball, and then he went four rails to get long distance shape on the eight. And if I had done that, I think I would have found a pocket and I was scratched. Oh well. Gotta love watching better players than yourself, right? All right, well, thank you for watching.